I'm Ali Reza Nourizadeh, Executive Manager to Iran Book Grant Program. This program is run by Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance since 2017. The aims of the program are fostering the Iranian publication industry, introducing Persian literature and culture, and facilitating cultural diplomacy through literary and cultural relationship. The priorities of the program are children and young adults books, Iranian studies, art, contemporary literature, both fiction and non-fiction books. Who are the grant receivers? The grant receivers are all foreign publishers interested in translating, publishing, and distributing Iranian books into other languages. But the Iranian books should be licensed by Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance. The grant is provided for translation costs and publication costs. The amount of the grant is up to 1,000 euros for children books and up to 3,000 euros for adult books. The criteria for choosing the publisher. First of all, the quality of the translation, accuracy, fluency, cohesion, and coherence of the books translated. The publisher's plan and potentiality for distributing the book. And one more point is that the maximum time span for fulfilling the task is 2 years. How to submit the request? First of all, you should click on the website bookgrant.ir. Then send the application in electronic form. The data needed is including full CV of the translator, publisher, and with revealing documents attached. Send the legal copyright contract with the Iranian publisher, and then provide the PDF file of the Persian book, which is going to be translated and published by the publisher. After the request is submitted, the requests are referred to 3 raters according to subject. After 2 weeks, the publishers are announced whether they are granted or not granted. If they are granted, the publisher should start the process of translating and publishing and distributing the books. When the books is translated, the sample of translation should be sent to the secretariat via the website mentioned, and after the translation is evaluated, it can be confirmed. After the confirmation of the translation, the publisher should send the secretariat 5 copies of the book translated. When the secretariat receives the translation, it is now time for paying the amount of grant which is promised. Up to now, 396 books has been granted by this program, and the most frequency of the receiving the grant is the Korean books with 24%. On the second, Chinese with 25%, and then Arabic with 14%. This program goes to 30 countries. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Istanbul Fellowship Program, and thank you for inviting us to the program.
Since 2005, we have subsidized 3,257 titles in 82 countries and 60 different languages. And 622 of these titles are the children's and young adults books. And it's almost 20% of the total titles. And the rest is fiction and non-fiction adult books. But just a small portion of these are the non-fiction books. The great majority of these titles are fiction books with different genres like novels, short stories, and poetry. By TEDA, the translation of 836 different authors' literary works have been granted until now. One of our important short-term goals actually is to rise the number of authors up to 1,000 and to increase the number of titles granted up to 5,000 in the year of 2023. Unfortunately, we cannot support some sort of works. For example, we cannot support non-fiction books on topics such as medicine, natural sciences, applied sciences, social sciences, ecology, and business. But there is an exception regarding the social sciences books. We are subsidizing the works about Turkish culture and history, which are recognized by our evaluation and selection committee as a title worth to be supported. We also don't support books like school books or lesson notes, dictionaries, magazines, and other periodicals as well, guidebooks, brochures, and pamphlets. Our budget is allocated yearly basis, but there is no fixed amount for it. And the total amount of it changes in accordance with several criteria. All the publishers located outside of Turkey may apply for this grant. There is no limitation towards any countries. Publishers from any country can apply for this program through our online application system. We have a very nice and simplified application system, online application system. Yes, we are accepting applications all year round. Applications submitted to Ministry are evaluated by TEDA's evaluation committee, and this committee convenes at least twice a year. The deadline for spring applications is the last day of April, and the deadline for the autumn applications is 25th of October. Any changes regarding the deadlines are announced on TEDA website, TEDA Project's website. The website address is teda.ktb.gov.tr. The applications which reach the Ministry after the deadlines are evaluated at subsequent committee meeting. We have strong relations with hundreds of publishers all around the world. We have a big family of almost 700 beneficiary publishers. On this occasion, I would like to express my special thanks and send my salutations to all our partner publishers, all my friends in many different parts of the world. We have a strong and long-lasting relations with most of them. On the other hand, I believe we will be able to establish strong and sustainable relations with the newcomers as well. And on this occasion now, I would like to invite you to join our big and nice family of TEDA. As a last word, I'm sending my special thanks to Turkish Press and Publishers Copyright Licensing Society and all other partners of this great fellowship program. Thank you again.
Hello, my name is Olive Møystad. I'm a senior advisor at Nordla, Norwegian Literature Abroad in Oslo. Nordla promotes the export of Norwegian literature through active profiling work and translation subsidies. The organization was founded in 1978 as one saw that there were very few translations from Norwegian into other languages, and one wanted to strengthen this work. and it has been quite successful over the years. The beginning was quite modest, with one person working out from a little office in Oslo, until it now has grown to be 8 people here in Oslo, supported, and our work is supported by the Norwegian Culture Department. In order for literature to be translated, goal-oriented efforts are required. Translations into and from most languages would not be made without these types of efforts. The great majority of translations today are made from the English language. This is all well and good, but in order to preserve diversity, voices from other languages must also be heard. For this reason, there are organizations that work to promote and support literary translation. Nordla fills this role in Norway, and many countries have equivalent organizations. Literature in translation is, with a few exceptions, no gold mine. It is risky for publishing houses to take a chance on unknown authors, especially authors from distant countries. Print runs are usually small and costs are large. On top of printing costs and royalty fees, translation fees are added. As a consequence, translation subsidies serve as an important tool. Foreign publishers that decide to translate and publish Norwegian books are eligible for grants that cover part of the translation costs. Nordla also offers other types of subsidies aimed at encouraging publishers to take a chance on literature in translation. But supporting the translation of literature is not just about providing financial assistance. It is also about providing information, knowledge, and trust, and building personal relationships. Books no one has heard of will obviously never be translated. Foreign publishers therefore need to receive reliable information about important authorships and good books published in foreign languages. This requires long-term development of networks at book fairs, seminars, festivals, etc. A large part of what Nordla does is to play the role of matchmaker, to ensure that translators, agents, publishers, and authors meet, and to incite fruitful collaborations. In order for a book to be successful abroad, it is crucial that the foreign publisher has faith in the project and does not choose a book because it comes with financial support. Therefore, Nordla never covers all the costs related to the publication of a book. The foreign publisher is always required to put work and money into the project. Otherwise, the book may end up hidden away, gathering dust in a storeroom. Nordla's activities are therefore to some extent guided by the users, that is, the foreign publishers and translators. Excuse me. The translators have tremendous knowledge about both their own work, about their own and Norwegian literature. With one foot in each language community, they understand which books are suitable for translation and which books can contribute with something new in their country. They are often used by the publishers as consultants and as key people in the selection process. Despite this, translators all over the world are usually underpaid and undervalued. At Nordla, we do our best to cheer on the translators. We give advice, arrange seminars, and provide contacts. The push may come in the form of a travel grant that facilitates a meeting between the translator and an author, or a small grant given in the form of a small grant that enables the translator to concentrate on presenting a book to a publishing house in their own country. The machinery of international publishing is slow, and it may take years before we see results of our efforts. But our work does bring results. The interest in Norwegian literature is greater than ever. The number of books translated from Norwegian has increased significantly in recent years. When we look at Nordla statistics in the 2004, which is the year we had good figures from, before that it wasn't registered in our system. In 2004, we supported around 100 translations. In last year, 2020, we supported 634 translations. That is 6 times as much in 16 years. And these translations, these subsidies were given to 48 different languages. Over the years between 2004 and 2020, more than 6,600 subsidies were given to around 70 languages. So it is quite substantial. When we look at the variety of genres, 1/4 was given to non-fiction titles, 178 grants, and 3/4 to fiction titles. Also, looking at children's books, 1/4, 178 as well, was given to children's books, and the rest, 3/4 to fiction titles, to adult titles. So adult fiction is the biggest genre, but children's literature is growing quickly, and so is also non-fiction titles. And this growth is due to very good quality writing in both fiction and in both children's books and non-fiction books. We have very good organizations for children's books authors and for non-fiction authors, as well as for fiction authors. This increase in titles is, I think, based on both on long-term work from organizations like Nordla and Norwegian agents who have been strengthened substantially over the last few years, but also it is based on a system called the Norwegian State's Purchasing System, which was started in the beginning of the 1960s. The Norwegian Art Council buys a number of copies, 700 copies of books written by Norwegian fiction writers and 1,550 copies of books written by Norwegian children books writers. Of books of a certain quality, about 60% of the books published by Norwegian authors, these copies are distributed to the Norwegian libraries. And this gives the authors a certainty and a economical basis to write, and to the publishers to publish. And it means that one does not only have to concentrate on commercial titles, but can also experiment and develop authorships over time. And this has given the basis of, I think, the wide spectrum and the high quality of Norwegian literature within all genres, which has given Nordla and other organizations material to work with over the years. In 2019, Norway was a guest of honor at the book fair in Frankfurt, which was, of course, a great event for us, and it made an all-time high the year before, where 639 titles were translated, not only into German, but into many languages. But in German, more than 500 titles were published, either new translations from Norwegian or relaunches of Norwegian titles, or a book about Norway, which has given a great basis for the continued work with Norwegian literature. And we're very happy to see that this year, 2020, we reached almost the same number, 634 translations, which was almost a surprise, as we all know 2020 was a year of the pandemic. This meant that Nordla had to change our work. No, we couldn't go to book fairs, we couldn't travel, we couldn't invite people. So we changed our work from on the ground to digital presentations. And we did, I think, 20 seminars with publishers and translators all over the world. And we continue to do this this year with presenting authors and arranging meetings between agents and publishers. We also plan to do a seminar in Turkey. When we look at Turkey, we have very good connections with Turkish publishers. More than 100 titles have been translated into Turkish over the last 16 years. We work with Turkish publishers, Norwegian agents work with Turkish sub-agents, and we are very happy about the very vibrant, from our point of view, Turkish publishing business. To apply for subsidy from Nordla, it is quite easy. You will find the information on our website in www.nordla.no. There are 3 application dates for fiction titles, for 1st of April, 1st of August and 15th of November, and 3 application dates for non-fiction titles, 1st of February, 1st of June, and 1st of October. You find a simple application form. You just need to have a contract with the rights holder, normally agent, and with a translator. If you need to get in touch with translators, you can always ask Nurla. We know more or less everyone who translates from Norwegian into Turkish or any other language. So we look forward to continued cooperation with Turkish publishers and Turkish translators, and hope to meet you soon live again at the next book fair. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.